Hi guys, welcome back. Yesterday we saw a steep fall in the markets and there was big selling that came in from both FIIs and DIIs. It could be the DHFL issue that has spooked the street, but for now the SGX Nifty is indicating that perhaps we could be headed for a bit more in terms of a downtick today. Our team is here to give you the list of top 10 stocks as we head into trade. Anuj, what are the stocks on your list first up?
IGL is one of them, in fact, Sonia. Yesterday it hit all-time high in a weak market. This is always an indication of strength. It's been a remarkable stock, of course. Continues to see buying at all levels. And I think Hero MotoCorp, this is a stock which has bottomed out. Now, whether it rallies more from here, we'll find out. That saw big pickup in delivery volumes yesterday. You had a 5% rally. The next day, it gave up almost half of that. But yesterday, there was again a rally in a weak market. So there's some congestion around 200-day moving average, which is around 2,900. But at least it looks like there's some kind of buying which is returning in the two-wheelers. In fact, across the board yesterday, there were other two-wheeler stocks as well, which were sort of bouncing back. So that's one area of the market which I feel there's going to be a bit of a hope trade. Even TVS Motor, for example, if you look at the chart, Bajaj Auto, that's one area which is showing you signs that there's a bit of a bottom in place.
Okay, let's watch out. Let's see if these stocks remain in the green today as well. The other one that actually ended at the day's high in a market that was falling. I'm talking about Indiabulls Real Estate, and now we know the reasons. There's a deal brewing, and it was perhaps the market saw this coming right from the time. It was clear that the Indiabulls Group wants a banking license, that they will be looking at selling out of the real estate business. Sonal has more details. Sonal?
Well, absolutely, Surbhi. The promoters have been very vocal about exiting their real estate business. In fact, yesterday on the exchanges, they informed that they are looking at selling 14% stake in the Indiabulls Real Estate Company. And now, remember, they hold around 39% stake in the company that is valued at around 2,300 crore rupees, and 14% stake will be valued at around 830 crore rupees at current market price. Now, we are gathering from sources that the deal is in the making and it is at the final stages. In fact, Blackstone and Embassy Group will form a JV to buy out the stake, the promoter's stake in the company at a price of around 140 to 150 rupees per share. We did reach out to Blackstone, Embassy and the company. The company did confirm that there is a deal in the making, but they did not comment on the price, and the other two companies did not comment at all. So this is what is happening in the Indiabulls Real Estate group, and as you rightly pointed out, the stock was already up around 6% yesterday. So Street was expecting some sort of deal coming into the company.
Okay, all right, Sonal, thanks very much for that. Now, Anuj, your thoughts here? This is, again, not something unexpected. Yeah. I don't know if it was the fact that there was a DHFL issue in the market that's what kind of expedited this transaction or something like that. But general thoughts, I don't know if this rally will last on the stock.
No, I think you hit the nail on the head. For starters, the stock yesterday, it ended at the high point, 6%, 270 crores of delivery buying. So obviously, the market had
an inkling of this.
Inkling of it, sniff of it, or knew about it, let's put it that way. But the question is, this morning, do you want to chase Indiabulls Real Estate? My sense is, why would you want to do that? Even if the deal is happening at a slight bit of premium to market price. Also, if you see Indiabulls Real Estate, I think the high was some 250, 260, if I'm not wrong. So it's telling you that for the promoters, it's a very important sort of aspect to just get this deal done, because they want the banking license so desperately. They want this LVB merger to go through, and they're agreeing to whatever is the sort of condition from RBI.
I know the stock has rallied from, I think, around 70, it hit that low, to 131 already. So I don't know if there's more on the table.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So also, now, you don't have a sort of, the Indiabulls Group had proven itself in real estate, of course. They've proven themselves in, financials as well. But now you'll have, a strategic player, sort of an investor running this company. So that's point number one. Point number two on this Indiabulls Housing. I think Indiabulls Housing becomes more important stock now going forward. Does this mean that ultimately that merger will be given green light and Indiabulls will be able to convert itself into a bank? I think that's important. But it tells you the desperation. Yesterday also, Indiabulls Group, came out with a press release saying that, we have made timely payments and all that. It was not required. No default. It was not required. But, you can sense it. There's a bit of a panic right now. So
for
let's
an
see.
Indiabulls shareholder, I mean, in any case, that stock has, if you map it over the last 1 year, it's eroded wealth. You expect it to fall a bit?
No, 1 year and all, you could argue, Sonia, but no group has actually made more wealth in last 10 years for shareholders than Indiabulls Group. That you have to give it to them. I remember tracking this when the issue for the main company came at 15 to 17 rupees per share. Could be 14 to 17, 15 to 17, whatever it was. I think it was back in 2003. And since that point, they've carved out so many companies and they have made a lot of wealth. That you cannot dispute. And it's a consistent dividend-paying company, Indiabulls Housing Finance. In a company in which the promoter stake is not very high, it's a consistent dividend-paying paying company as well. That's a separate issue. That's in the past. I'm talking about what to do from here on.
But it's going to be perhaps the first real estate company that's going to be run by an international professionally managed entity. So let's not forget that. It is the Blackstone Group that we're talking about. So maybe the market will be willing to look at things in the future. I mean, first time in India that we'll have a non-family run real estate business.
Okay, well, only time will tell. But yesterday we did get a chance to talk about the DHFL issue in detail with some bankers as well. When Bank of India was on the channel with us, they said they do have an exposure of over 3,500 crores to DHFL and that some of it could put pressure on the asset quality as well. Abhishek is here to give us the entire lowdown, all the lenders' exposure to DHFL. Remember, some of those banks were down and out yesterday. Abhishek, over to you.
Well, Sonia, to begin with, Morgan Stanley has come out with a note dated 5th June 2019 and they have classified or given the details in terms of exposures of various lenders to DHFL, and that stands as of June 2018. So if you look at the direct exposure by banks, SBI is the biggest, which has an exposure of 8,800 crores. Bank of Baroda has about 4,500 crores. Bank of India about 3,500 odd crores. And if you look at the top secured debentures over there, the biggest name that I get is Yes Bank having 2,700 crores and IndusInd Bank of about 1530 crores. Yes Bank, why I say is on the top side, because it also has an exposure of 1,000 crores in the unsecured debentures. So the top 5 exposures to DHFL are SBI, Bank of Baroda, Bank of India, Yes Bank and about Union Bank. Back to you.
Okay, Abhishek, thanks a lot for that. In this age of social media, I've been very quickly corrected. The Indiabulls issue came at 19 rupees. So thanks for sending me that message. Anyway, Mangalam, why are you watching out for HUL?
Well, HUL today is their annual analyst meet, and people really do track this very closely, and that's primarily because HUL, being the big boy in the consumer space, sets the tone for the entire sector. Near-term demand outlook post-elections is something that the street will be watching out for. In the medium term, company-specific thing that they'll be watching out for is the update on the timeline with GSK consumer merger, because that is going to be margin and net profit accretive as well. And finally, from a medium to long-term perspective, their innovation, premiumization and go-to-market strategy is something that the street will be keeping an eye out on, given the fact that HUL has been at the forefront of distribution in India. The stock is at a record high, very close to a record high. The street usually goes long into these events. By 2:30 to 2:33, when the analyst meet ends, we'll perhaps get some first cuts from brokerages on how it went as well.
All right, Mangalam, thank you for that. Let's now go across to Anisha. More stocks in news today, Anisha?
Oh, well, yes, Surbi. Hi, good morning. I'll start with Sagar Cement, the volume as well as sales and production for which has gone up. And in fact, the pace has actually accelerated in the month of May. So for production as well as sales, it has gone up around 13%, and that's a bit of positive. Moving on to Credit Access Grameen, wherein the company has completed a securitization of 110 crores, a small amount, but this is the first one in FY20, so might just see a bit of green tick on that. For IEX, however, there might be a red tick because the volumes have declined 21% year on year and 6% month on month, and even the average market clearing price has declined by 29%. So not good news coming in for the short-term power producers as well as IEX. Back to you.
Okay, well, thanks a lot for that, Anisha. In case you missed out on any of these stocks, here's a quick recap. Stocks with positive news flow today. There's IGL, Hero MotoCorp, Indiabulls Real Estate, HUL, Sagar Cement and Credit Access Grameen. While stocks with negative news flow today, you have DHFL and of course all the lenders that were under pressure yesterday as well. SBI, Bank of Baroda, Bank of India, Yes Bank, Union Bank, Canara Bank Syndicate as well as IEX. Let's take a quick break on that.